It's Dr. Dwain Woode. That's Wood with an E. The E stands for endocrinology. Here, I educate, I empower, and I encourage you to take charge of your health and your life, avoid complications, go to the next level. We're creating the life we've always wanted, and we are living limitless lives. I'm so excited that we are in another week of our fasting, and really not just fasting, but we're in a week of taking care of our health and doing what we need to do to be successful. So, welcome wherever you are joining me from, whether that's on LinkedIn, if you are on Instagram, if you are on Twitch, if you're on Facebook, and of course, if you are here on YouTube, thank you for coming through and hanging out with us. If you are on TikTok, we welcome you as well. And we've got our community members that are out there. Special shout out to our accelerator members. Thank you for being here. Thank you for coming through and hanging out with us. We did a quick pop up this morning. If you didn't see that, go back and watch that. Just a quick note, as I was walking over to the office, I dropped my car off to the shop, and the my office is pretty close, so I did a walk from there and did a pop up talking about something that I was doing there for the guys in the shop. So shout out to you guys as well if you're listening, if you are watching. I am always so excited when I have the opportunity to pour into other people, and that was one of the opportunities I had this morning. So for those of you who commented, thank you for doing that. We are right now, y'all. We are 48 hours into this week's fast. 48 hours into the fast as we move through this space. If you fasted with us on Tuesday into Wednesday, which was yesterday, and you ended, or if you started yesterday and you're fasting with us into today, kudos, kudos, kudos. Shout out to you and just all kind of noisemakers and streamers. I'm glad that you made a decision to be healthy. And for those of you who are starting today and are going into tomorrow, I'm so excited for you as well, because that means that you have decided to take charge of your health and your life. We've been talking about consistency over the course of this week. So many different aspects of consistency. In fact, I stayed up not last night, the night before, and I was so excited about the conversations that we had, and that I stayed up and I created an entire series on consistency. Now, when we're going to do it, I'm not sure, but I was just so excited about this concept and all the things that were involved and all of the benefits that we get with consistency. That just my mind was just going. And that's actually one of the benefits that comes from fasting, right? So your brain begins to make all these connections. And I know we have one of our community members that's always out there talking to about connections that are going on in her life and connections that she's making, and we just kind of feed off of each other. And so that was what was happening over the course of a couple of days ago as we got off of our show on Monday, as we talked about consistency. As we got into our show, or preparing for our show for last night, as we talked about consistency again, and then, of course, as we were continuing through the rest of this day. If you have not bought into that idea that consistency is your superpower, I want to encourage you. If you've not seen those shows, go ahead and watch those. And this is a great place to say, go back and actually watch and walk through the 100 days that we did at the beginning of the year, 100-day walk to consistency and health. The keystone principles that we talked through that series, and then as we got into the bridge series after that, before we got to strength, strategy, and mindset, it is tremendous, because that is where we find that we have such power and such wide expanse, that if we can harness that, if we can really lean into that, the benefits that we get are incredible. And I've seen the benefits of that in my own life, right? And you guys have followed me and you've watched me and you've heard a lot of my story. If you've not, you can find that on some of the things that we did on social media. The story of being in this metabolic turmoil, if you will, and finally deciding that I couldn't stay in that space. It was not tenable. It was not the place that I would have success. And so now on the heels of that and coming out and saying, how do I jumpstart, and not just jumpstart, how do I keep this going for the long haul, for the long term? And this concept of consistency continued to resonate as I talked to other people, and then I watched what benefits they were having, and I began to incorporate that into my own life. And even now, as we are talking, as we're moving through all of these series that we have and all the things that we're doing here on the channel, it is the consistency that is giving the benefit. Now, motivation, right? Love it, love it. Motivated at the beginning, motivated to get in through there, motivated to get to the end. But it is the consistency, small, simple steps that we do on a daily basis that gets us into the benefit. And so, one of my consistent things, one of the things I do consistency is what we're doing right now, and that is fasting. Now, fasting is not the end all be all. It is not the ultimate in everything that we can do. It is not the super tool. It is a magnificent tool. It's an awesome tool, but it is the consistency with which we implement the fasting that is giving the benefit, is the consistency as which we're implementing the components of our move campaign, metabolic optimization via exercise, that's giving us the benefit. It is the consistency with which we apply the principles of balanced bites that gives us the benefit. It is the consistency with which we live limitless living that gives us the benefit. It is the consistency, so those small things that we do over time. All right, so let's see. We've got some folks out there. Let's go back and let's say hello. Now, let's go back up. I see several of our community members out there. Let's go ahead. So David Hunt, what's up, David Hunt? David said, "Hey Doc, hey man, thank you for coming through and hanging out with us." Steve saying hello. Pam saying hello. Hey Pam, how are you doing? And David saying hello to Steve. Hey David from Steve. Hello. Oh, let me change that up right there. Okay. Hello Pam from David. Oh, what did I do? I did something which I did not intend. Okay, there we go. Okay. Hi Pam. Hi David from Pamela. Hello. And that's coming from Cornelia. What's up, Cornelia? David says, thanks, Doc. Teresa says, hey, David, Steve. And just shout out to everybody. Steve is saying hello to Teresa. What's up, Teresa? What's going on? And just Pamela's just saying hi to everybody. Teresa, hello, hello. Hello, Cornelia. Hello from Steve. And everybody's just saying hello to each other. I just love it. Love the community. David giving the thumbs up. That's good. Connection and consistency. Oh yeah, David, man. You don't know how powerful that is. But David says, I will be. Oh, okay, let's get back to that. I will have to go back to the 100-day framework. Oh, yeah. We're 18 months into our lifestyle. That's right. Limitless living, consistency. Oh, man. That's great. That's Steve. Boom, boom, boom. There we go. All right. So as we move through the week, people will say to me, "Hey, how long are you gonna fast?" And when I say how long, they don't mean like how long during the week, like how many days, but they seem to project into the future to say, "Hey, is this going to be something that you do forever?" Well, remember our Limitless Living Health Action Plan, right? Those pillars that we go through. There are three areas that they fall into, and there are seven of them, seven pillars. But last week we kind of condensed that so that you can have kind of a cheat sheet, if you will. And here they are. What is my food non-negotiable? What's my food non-negotiable? That encompasses our fasting and our balanced bites. What are those things that I say, this is going to be my minimum? We'll come and talk about that in a minute. What is my movement non-negotiable? And this has to do with our walking and our strength training. And then what is our mindset non negotiable? And that encompasses our rest and restoration. It encompasses our mindset mastery, and it encompasses our structure and planning. So all of those seven, we can distill them down into those three just shortcuts. So if you're hey, what am I doing? Where am I heading? Right? What are my non-negotiables? Because the non-negotiables are a way for you to make sure that you are consistent. Okay. And so we talked last night in our show. Go back and watch that. But one of the things we talked about there is this idea of anchoring. So anchoring what we do to something that already is in existence. So we brush our teeth, we drink some water. We come into the house and we do some squats. We pour our coffee or our tea, and at that time we do some push-ups. So what are we doing? We get ready for bed. We get into bed and we journal. So what's your non-negotiable? One of my non-negotiables is fasting. It is I fast every week. I fast once a week. Now, the duration of fasting may change. As you guys saw several months ago, we had some friends who came into town and they came in at the end of my fast. So I ended my fast so that I can hang out with them. And we went out, we had breakfast. You guys saw that. So this is not intended to be a prison or so rigid that it does not fit into your life, because the reason often things don't fit into our lives is because we make them in immovable. Okay, we make them immovable. Now, non-negotiable and immovable are not the same thing. In fact, consistency and sameness are not equal. So I can be consistent in my moving, right? So strength, strategy, and mindset, and our walking, but I don't have to do the same thing all the time. So when I was in St. Louis for our conference, I had my 5 minute routine that I did. It ends up turning out to be like 10 to 15 minutes, but that's a whole nother conversation. Right? So, what is your non negotiable? In order for this to be successful, and I want you to hear this from me, I'm excited when people jump in and people get started. I love that. I'm excited to see the passion with which they come. I'm excited to see sometimes the the progress that they make. But you know what excites me even more? What excites me even more is to watch somebody a year, 2 years, 3 years in the future who is still consistently doing the stuff that caused the benefit in the past. Oh, come on, come on. So I am interested. Yes, I was going to say I'm not interested. Yeah, but I am. I'm interested in you getting started. I'm interested in you jumping in. But I am so excited when I see you 2 months from now, 3 months from now, a year from now, 2 years from now, and say, "Hey, what are you doing?" And you say to me, "Oh man, I'm still doing it. I'm still with my non-negotiables. I'm still walking. I'm still doing my strength training. I'm still thinking in balanced bites. I'm still fasting. I'm still working on my mindset. I'm still planning and I'm scheduling. I'm still getting rest." Because that right there is what gives us success over the long haul. And after all, that's what we're doing. And so the fasting is a tool within that platform. It's a tool within those pillars. It's a tool within those guidelines. And just like let me go ahead and get our, you know where I'm heading. You know where I'm heading. I've got my I got my plant here. Let's get it up. Let's get it up. So I've got my plant. And so just like our plant requires care, and just like our plant requires attention, it needs water, it needs sunlight. Um, I am saying to you that your health and your time needs the same thing. It's not going to happen by chance. If we rely on chance, and let me change my view here. If we rely on chance, then we're not going to get the benefits that we want. The sometimes dull, humdrum, right? Seeming like I did that again. Yes, you did it again. You did it before. Let's do it again. Let's drink another cup of water. Let's drink, well, let's get another hour of rest. Let's fast another day. Let's do it consistently, and over time, we get what we are looking for. And that is the benefit of consistency. That is the power of consistency. That is the value of consistency. So we want to make sure that we're doing what we need to do to be consistent. Okay. All right. And so as we move into the week, continue going to the week. So we're 48 hours in now. As I mentioned, we have some changes that are going to happen tonight for our show. We've got a conference here in town that I'm not sure what time is going to end. We normally do our show, our 56-hour check-in at 9 p.m. I may do that earlier. I may push it back and do it later, but we'll have something in the space for you. If you miss it on the live, because right now I'm not really sure when it's going to be, come join us. Make sure you watch the replay and get engaged. Okay. For our community members, our monthly meetup, which is supposed to be at 7 o'clock tonight, we will postpone that, and I will send you notification in our community area when that's going to be. And if things change for this afternoon, by the way, I will let you know. Tomorrow, we will do our check in as we get to our 72-hour fast, the end of our fast. Come on by and see what I'm eating for the first time after 72 hours. If you didn't see what I did as I got into the fast, go ahead and watch that again so you can see what I had as my last meal. Hey, I am always excited when I'm here with you. This is Dr. Dwain Woode, who is living a limitless life, which says that I'm not allowing anything from outside or anything from inside to prevent me from doing what I need to do. I'm showing up with my best self, my best health, and my best plans, and I'm living that life. Hey, this is Dr. Dwain Woode. That's Wood with an E. The E stands for endocrinology. Here I educate, I empower, and I encourage you to take charge of your health and your life. Avoid complications, go to the next level. We're creating the life we've always wanted, and we are living limitless lives. Now go live a limitless life, and we'll see you in the community, and we'll see you in these streets. All right? Bye bye, everybody.